Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening to this devotional. Welcome to Life Online. This is just a little bit of spiritual adrenaline for us. I want to take us back to an important verse. It's in Zephaniah, and you'll find it in chapter 1, verse 12. And at that time I will search Jerusalem with lamps and punish those who are complacent, who are like wine left on its dregs, who think the Lord will do nothing, either good or bad. This verse begins to be shaped with the confusion over whether God is present, but whether he even sees what is taking place. And so Zephaniah speaks and says that God is coming. In fact, he speaks this: I am coming and I will search Jerusalem. I will search the city of God, and I am coming with a lamp. So the idea is that everything that's been in darkness is going to be exposed, and the light will be turned on. And in that moment, all sin will be exposed, and therefore God will deal with it. We find that we are challenged in New Testament writings, Ephesians chapter 4. And by the way, this is the beginning of talking about live like who you are, children of light. And here Paul writes and says, with the Lord's authority I say to this, live no longer as the Gentiles do, for they are hopelessly confused. Their minds are full of darkness. They wander far from the life God gives, because they have closed their minds and they have hardened their hearts against him. So they are dull. They do not understand the times. They do not understand the seasons. Their minds are full of darkness. In contrast to that, here we are, and we are children of light. This is what Paul continues, but when he speaks this, it's to the church at Thessalonica. But you aren't in the dark about these things, dear brothers and sisters, and you won't be surprised when the day of the Lord comes like a thief. In other words, Paul is instructing them, you need to be ready at any moment, for the day of judgment will come, the Lord will return. And you're not going to be surprised about this. You're not in the dark on it. For you are all children of the light and of the day. We don't belong to darkness and night. So be on your guard, not asleep like the others. Stay alert, be clear-minded. Night is the time when people sleep and drinkers get drunk. But let us who live in the light be clear-headed, protected by the armor of faith and love, and wearing as our helmet the confidence of our salvation. So we're in challenging times. On Sunday I mentioned about things are being redefined. And it has to do with the fact that our minds have been darkened. And I want to challenge you, God has better for us. He doesn't want us to be spiritually drowsy. He doesn't want us living in darkness with darkened understanding as those who are without God, but instead we are children of the light. And the light of the Spirit of God that will keep us awake, keep us from the deeds of darkness and the thinking of the ways of darkness, and instead for us to really walk with a deep sense of alertness, being awake, being alive, fully ready for the fight that we have. And it is a battle. So with this armor of faith and love, and wearing as our helmet the confidence of our salvation, let's head throughout this day. And don't be pulled back in any way toward darkened ways. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about what's going to keep us from that. Don't be pulled back from darkened ways, but instead, God has a great plan for your life, and the plan has to do with none of the encumbrances of darkness, and but instead for you to walk in the light. This is the heart of God. This is the will of God for your life. So walk in the day. Hey, God bless. Have an awesome day.